Hi there, welcome to Calico Flower Studio. I'm Dani and this is Dahlia, and today I'm going to make a diptych, which means two pieces that are displayed together. And I'm also going to share some thoughts with you about time, what it means to me as an artist and as a human being. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. All right, welcome back. So today we are joined by this plant. This is a spider plant and their name is Kitty. This plant is kind of special because at the moment, and probably for a while, you'll notice that there are some branches on this plant that are a little rough, not doing too well, but there are little tiny holes, little punctures, and it kind of reminds me of our kitten, Hope, who passed away this past December, and she loved to make trouble and chew on our plants and our poor plants, but seeing these little punctures, you know, reminds me of her and sort of like continues her presence with us. But yeah, so this is this is Kitty. Anyway, and I've got these two pieces of watercolor paper with me today. I decided I want to do a diptych today. A diptych is just two pieces that are meant to be displayed together. For some reason or other, maybe they have similar characteristics, or they tell a story together, or yeah, just for some reason or another they're meant to be displayed together. So kind of like, I like to think of them as friends or siblings. And then some material that I have with me today. I just have a few, and I kind of went with a light blue theme just because I was looking outside this morning and there's just not a cloud in the sky, and it's like a beautiful blue color and it just feels really good. So it's kind of my mood today, but I've got this piece of paper. This is a part of a series of papers that I just sort of painted patterns on, actually for the purpose of collaging. So a lot of my materials are acquired just randomly throughout life, or they're found, but this is actually one of those pieces that I made myself just to have something interesting to collage with. And then this is left over from a project that I did with middle schoolers in the virtual after school program that I work with, and we were making our own collage material and then making collages with them. And I think I made an orange with this piece, and I cut out the circle, and then I'm left with this ring. And so I love pairing orange and blue together. I've got a lot of blue stuff here, but orange and blue is like my absolute favorite combination of colors. I love that, how they complement each other. So it's kind of interesting. And then also continuing with the circle theme, these are left over from a virtual workshop that I was a part of, and then I had the privilege to guide with an organization called LA Goal, and we were doing concentric circles. So it was a mindful mixed media workshop, and we were using watercolor to make these circles. This one is a very perfect looking target, but of course this one is a little less perfect, which is why I like it so much. It's just so interesting. And then this one, of course, is not really a circle, but that, again, why I like it so much. I love how the watercolor bled out here, but I was thinking maybe I'll find some place for them here. I've got this piece of fabric. Oh, this was actually cut out from a set of curtains that I had in an apartment that I lived in years ago with my roommate at the time. So curtains, I used curtains a lot at one point. This is like a translucent piece of material. I don't know, it's like plasticky. You can kind of hear the sound of it. And one side is really, has like a rough texture, and the other side is very smooth. But a classmate of mine in grad school, I think, you know, and people all the time do this, where they have materials and they don't know what to do with them, and they're like, hey, Dani will use it for something, so they give it to me. I'm pretty sure that's how I got this. And this is a sheer curtain material, so from another curtain that I was practicing screen printing on, because I was just learning how to do screen printing, and so this has like a bit of that print on it, but you know, it's since been cut up, and this is a remaining scrap from that. Oh my gosh, what is this paper called? It's Coloraid paper. So you can buy those packs of, it's just sheets of paper with very rich, beautiful color on one side. Oh yeah, here you go. So it says Coloraid. I guess, I don't know what the BWT1 means, but I ended up using it for collage. So it's a really nice matte texture. It's just fun to work with. And then I've got paper towels here, of course, you know, because nothing goes unused in my studio whenever I am painting, and if I happen to use paper towels instead of a rag to clean my brush on, I, of course, use it like 100 times before I stop using it. I just get like as much as I possibly can out of it, and then by the end it's got all these colors on it, and it's just like really beautiful and very, very fun to collage with. And also I like the collaging with thin material like this. So this is just like a white paper towel, but this is a blue shop towel that I used. So I like that blue color too. And then of course lots of oranges in here for some reason. I think for a while I used this orange house paint on a lot of things, so that's probably why that's on there. And then of course I've got an envelope, so you can very clearly see that this one was an envelope. Got this interesting window here, and then of course the blue on the inside, which is pretty. And then this is another piece of Coloraid paper. It was a black Coloraid paper that I painted on top of. I was just seeing how paint would interact with the black surface. So yeah, I just really like this green. I thought it went with some of the other colors that I've got in my pile. So yeah, I've got light blues and oranges and circles and transparent things. So we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Where to start? Oh man, this has been quite a week. It's just been so crazy, and that, you know, in many ways crazy in a really good way, really amazing, exciting, wonderful ways, but also crazy in some ways that are very frustrating and just kind of get me all twisted up. But that's why, because it's been such a crazy week, I really wanted to make sure I took some time for myself today to do something creative, because it's super important for artists. You know, as an artist, I find myself wearing all the hats, you know? I not only have to be an artist, of course, and like make art and have ideas and, you know, exercise my creativity. I also, in order to effectively share that with the world, I have to be a marketing person, you know, operating social media and emails and reaching out for opportunities, and I also have to be an accountant, and keeping track of budgets and, you know, my taxes, and whew, it's a lot. And sometimes, you know, getting all caught up in all the other million things that are also very important, but aren't necessarily making art, I can lose sight of why I'm doing all of this. It's so that I can make art. So I have to remind myself to make time. And I love making these videos and giving people an opportunity, giving you an opportunity to be a part of that and witness what that process is like. I like to demystify the creative process. I think people, maybe, I mean, of course, not everyone, but in my experience, I have noticed that a lot of times artists, it's like someone sees an artist's work, they're just like, I don't know how you do that. That's so amazing. I could never do that. It's so magical, or something. It's like somehow this thing, this work of art it just magically appears or something. It's like a superpower, which I guess I could think of it that way. But I also want people to know that there's a whole process to it. It's not a how do I try to explain what I'm saying? So it's not some kind of mystical process where an artist just sits down and then they're like bam 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 and then it's like the finished work, you know. You look at something and so much work and detail went into it, and it's built up over time, over many steps and pauses and thought processes, and it doesn't just magically come together all at once. It's a process of building and acting and reacting. And so like right now, the beginning of this video, you're seeing like I'm just starting with these pieces here, and I have no idea where this is gonna go. And not all artists work that way. I do acknowledge that. Some artists actually like have a specific vision and then they go for it from there. And they like know exactly where they're going. But anyway, my point is you start from somewhere and it doesn't look anything like what it's going to look like in the end from the beginning. And so it's this commitment to that journey. So yeah, I guess I'm more and more interested in exploring that idea of my work in a time-based context, I recently completed a music video for my husband, his project La Porre. He actually created the song that I used for the intro music to all these videos so far. But anyway, so I created a music video, and it's kind of like the progression of a painting. So it starts off with just a simple line drawing of a chair. And then eventually the room starts to form around it, and then life happens in between. Little characters float through the drawing, and then color comes into play. Things start to take shape. And there's some three-dimensional elements. But that idea of time passing and things developing and changing, and it's like that idea of how a finished product or like an ending image can it also simultaneously be all the moments in time that it took to get to that place? Like, can it be a finished product? Like, for example, the music video, can it be that ending image at the end of the video, as well as the line drawing in the beginning simultaneously? And with a time-based medium such as video, it can, because the video in its entirety is the thing itself. And so it is all of those moments. It is all of those moments along the journey. It's not just one singular moment. Mind blown, right? What is time? I feel like getting real profound over here, but I mean, this is just where my brain goes, I guess. It's just so interesting to me. Like, I don't know, I guess I just recently started thinking about time-based medium and how it is like a dance, for instance, is like a time-based work, because it is not just one move. It's all the moves happening in sequence with each other. It's the first one, it's that one in the middle, it's the one at the end, it's all the ones in between. It's all of it. It's the only difference between that and, say, like a static painting is that to fully consume that piece, you have to witness those moments in time, in sequence. Fascinating stuff. Let's see. Let's get this curtain in here. It's just like a pretty texture. Ooh, I kind of like how this is fraying off a bit. It's sort of wild. It's whimsical and light. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, can you tell this brings me joy? Gosh, I'm like so corny over here. Yeah, I like this. I like this little spot right here, right there. And not to get like, well, yes, actually, yes, very much to get like profound and deep. Oh gosh, is that, did I? Okay. But yes, to get very profound and deep up in here. Thinking about time-based medium and how that is just a completely different experience and has different implications about like what is the work, and how can painting or collage be time-based in reference to the process it takes to build something like an image, or you know, painting, a drawing, and just, yeah, you know, thinking about time and how each moment is the whole thing. It's not just that one last moment, it's all the moments in between and before. It gets me thinking about life, you know, and how, and how at times, I mean, I know I do this, it just, you get caught up in this feeling of like, once I do this, or once I finish this part, or once, you know, once we get, even just, you know, once the weekend comes or something, like I will be happy. In that moment, I will be happy. But, and like that's like where you live your life, or that's what you think of as your life. But in truth, all the moments are your life. It's all the work of art. Cool. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad I picked that piece with the little string coming off. I gotta do something, you know, relatable on the other side. So let's see what we got here. That's interesting. Sort of want to bring in these frayed strings for this little piece. I'm going to pull at this fabric. Ooh, I like how this is fraying differently. So it's kind of referencing the fray, like the fibers coming loose in a way, but it's different. It's kind of got its own take. I think after this, I'm gonna go make some art just without the camera on, you know? I am so committed to sharing this process with you because I think that's something special, and something maybe you would appreciate. But it is also important to just make without any kind of eyes watching you, and just totally for yourself. I want to bring you into my thought process and in my mind as I'm making these, and just sort of hang out and share these moments with you. But I do think it is important to have time when making, when one can be present with the process, like fully present, you know, not just 100% in the flow. Let's see. Okay, now I think it's time to get some of these transparent pieces. I love these because they kind of look like the ridges of mountains. And I really want to reference that. See, these two shapes are sort of having a conversation. I actually didn't even do this on purpose. They were just already similar shape, and I picked them out because I was like, well, they're both blue, but also like, what? They're the same shape. That's so cool. So these shapes are talking to each other, even though they are different materials. It's kind of fun, interesting. These two pieces are having a conversation, right? But they have their own opinions, you know. They seem pretty like-minded, though, if I do say so. It's like when you're talking to a good friend or family member. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say they have different opinions, but just different perspectives on perhaps the same things. When I make diptychs like this, I go back and forth, so I'll do a little bit on one piece, and then a little bit on the other piece, and then on the other piece and the other piece, and each move that I make on either piece are similar in some way, you know. Like I'll take a piece of material, split it in half, put it in one place on one side and then a different place on the other side, but it's like a balancing act, I guess. So I'm working to balance these pieces by making them simultaneously. Nice. Okay. Next, I want to use this piece for something. Oh my gosh, I just love orange and blue. Oh, why I think it's so funny how sometimes things that get me really excited, I fully recognize, like other people are like, yeah, okay, yeah, it's cool, I guess, yeah. Like you're getting way too excited about this piece of paper. But it's like, oh, if you're not excited about it, what are you doing? So I use my finger to make sure that this piece lays back down the same way. Practice being ambidextrous here, which I am not typically an ambidextrous person. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes I'll paint with my left hand on purpose just because I know that I have less control with my left hand, and therefore the marks that I make with my left hand will be much more spontaneous, because it's like if I have the ability to control my movements, I will control them, and I will think more about, I don't know, it's like sometimes having too much control feels less exciting. It's more predictable. but having less control and forcing yourself to lose that control and that ability to be precise has really exciting, spontaneous, more natural, not natural, well, yeah, I guess natural, but just like spontaneous surprises and it's interesting. All right, now I think is a good time to use one of these. I just love this one so much. Yeah, I like that because I don't want them to be exactly the same. So I could, so this one is sort of being nested within this arch here. And I could do the same thing with this one over here, but that's a little too similar for me. I want, maybe this one is gonna have a different take on it. It's gonna be over here, right? This looks so peaceful. I've been feeling that way more and more lately, which is nice. I started taking vitamin D. I think it helps a lot. For medical reasons, but also just mental, like physical health reasons, but like mental health too. It's been good for me. And of course, along with other things too, like other rituals that help me to maintain perspective and presence. Make this piece of material extra interesting because then we've got this green paint on the black paper and then also this white edge. And then cut this in half. Give one piece to this side, one piece to this side. Yeah. Do I want this here? I like how this edge is sort of completing this line going through here. What if I put it up here? I don't know though. I almost couldn't find this because it's like invisible. Okay. What if I just did like another more little boxes, but like not perfect boxes. Maybe I'll do a box on this side and then a different shape on this one. Like maybe a triangle because this one does have like a box personality, but this one has more of a triangular personality. So I don't know what that means personality wise, but it's giving off some triangle energy over here. Or what if I switched them and they talk to each other that way? Ooh, yeah, I kind of like that idea actually. Here, I've got this skinny little masking tape. I think it's perfect. Little boxes on the hillside. Little boxes made of ticky-tacky. Little boxes on the hillside. Little boxes all the same. There's a pink one and a green one and a blue one and a yellow one. All right. Well, I'm going to clean these up and make sure that these stay glued down. But I think these are going to be really cool once they're all dried and finished. So, as always, I will post this. I will find frames for these and I will post them in my shop, which you can check out at calicoflowerstudio.com. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed sharing this process with me and that you have a beautiful rest of your day with beautiful blue skies, whether that's outside or in your heart. All right, bye-bye. Hi, Dahlia. Dahlia, I need your opinion. Dahlia, what do you think? Yes? All right, tell me what you think about this one. What do you think? Good? Thank you.